How do you choose the best guardian for your children? This question really hits close to home for me because I'm remarried with 2 children from a previous marriage, and so things can get a little tricky. I want to make sure that if something happened to me, that I have selected the best guardian for them. I want to make sure that their guardian would raise them as I would have. You want to select someone who has a similar parenting philosophy and style on how they would discipline and raise your children. Someone that's in line with what you believe. Their religion or spirituality decisions they would make, you want those to be in line with your values. It's really important to think through parenting philosophy style, discipline, educational choices, extracurricular activities, that those are decisions that you really trust a potential guardian could make in light of what they know you would want. And to the extent you actually let them know ahead of time what you would want, it goes a really long way to help your guardian honor you and raise your children just how you would. We're talking about long-term guardianship here. Who would actually raise your children? That's a separate question from short-term guardianship, which is what happens in an emergency situation. But going back to the long-term piece, what I want to caution you about considering is assuming that the long-term guardian, if they have a lot of financial resources or they're wealthy, just relying on that fact that they got enough money to raise your children is probably not the only reason that you would want to choose them. I never suggest that finances in and of itself is the best reason to choose a guardian, because ideally you will be leaving enough finances and support for your children to raise them and get them through high school and ultimately college and beyond, versus having someone else foot that money and be the ones to support your children financially. It is a totally separate decision in terms of what is the best way to handle finances for your children and pay for their raising versus who can really raise them as closely aligned with what you would want in terms of how they're raised. And that's the best way to choose a guardian.